Hello, everyone, and welcome to this live. This is the Let's Reset Empowerment Conference. And there are some dynamic content creators that are going to be part of this conference. I am kicking it off. I am Coach Sherri. Next, you'll have Pandi's Hair Candy and more. And that's going to be at 5:30. Then at 6, we're going to have Coach Mary Mah. At 6:30, we're going to have Boss Life Online. And then at let's see what's at 7 p.m. we're going to have Be Amazing Sylvia, and then wrapping it all up at 7:30 is going to be Marlene Motivates. And Marlene Motivates puts on these amazing empowerment conferences every quarter to just recharge and re-energize the people that are there that are listening. Thank you so much for being here. And listen, get your pen and paper ready. There's going to be so many great nuggets dropped. And our theme for this empowerment conference is Let's Reset. And so I am going to be talking about how to restore your core in 2024. And when you had seen that, you probably thought, oh, well, what is Coach Sherri going to talk about? Is this going to be about exercise? And it is. It's going to be about a different type of exercise. But before I begin, I want to welcome you all in. I see Pandi's hair. Candi is here, and I'm so happy to see you. She's going to be up next. And I actually have her link. It is tagged or it's pinned at the top of the chat. I see we have Boss Life Online. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate the support. And I see Jaden. Hi, Jaden. How are you? Good to see you. Great to see you. I see Be Amazing Sylvia. So good to see you, sis. Thank you for being here. Absolutely. And I see Coach Mary Mah is walking into the building as well, and Marlene Motivates. It's so wonderful to see this supportive group. All these sisters are dynamic, and I can't wait to hear what they're going to talk about. So again, I'm going to talk about how to restore your core in 2024. And I wrote down some notes so I can stay more targeted because all of our sessions are going to be 30 minutes long. And I don't want to waste any time or use up too much time so that everyone can have a great chance to share their nuggets with you too. So, how to restore your core in 2024. So, your core are your beliefs. And we all have our set of beliefs because of the bed that we were bred in, the experiences that we've had, things that we've seen, and our beliefs, they really start to develop who we are, how we respond to things. And it's so important for your core beliefs to support you so that your posture can be strong, so that you can make your next moves be your best moves. And we are all have a core and we're going to restore them. We're going to restore our core to be better than ever. Not where it is or once was, but better than ever. So when I talk about restore, I don't mean restore it to how it used to be. No, we want to restore it even better. You ever see something that is antique, and when a person gets it, they're so excited. Oh, this is a antique. This is a collector's item. This is a beautiful piece. They don't just display it as is. If it has rust stains or dents or anything with the upholstery, they always restore it back to its beautiful self. And when you are restoring your core, you are restoring yourself back to how God intended you to be. So you're going to restore your core even better than before. And this year, you need to be connected. This has to be the year of connection of all of you, all your entire person, your entire body, and not be less than who you have been designed to be. So yes, absolutely. Your core means, doing sit-ups and exercising. Yes, but there's also other things that strengthens your core that really propels you even that much forward. So up to this point, your core has been working on autopilot. It's just been doing its own thing. And if you're like me, I listen, that means that you're not really focusing. That's why this conference is so powerful, because we're going to reset that. From this point on, we are going to be more focused. And you know what? In stressful situations, you may find yourself leaning back on your original beliefs, your core that you know that you were born into, that core of what you were told as a child, your core of what your self talk is, what your teachers have told you, what previous relationships may have told you, what business partners may have said to you, what the community may have thought of you. You go back to those core beliefs when you are in stressful situations. You don't have to. You don't have to from this day on. You don't have to anymore. But I want you to, you know, take the, I don't want you to take the easy route. Taking the easy route is buying into those original core beliefs, those things that you were told. That's easy. You don't have to fight it. You just say it is what it is. Okay, yeah, that's to be expected. I knew it wasn't going to work. I don't want you to go there. That's not what we're here today to do. We're here to reverse that. We're going to make you, your antique self, your original core, we're going to reset it and make it even that much better. So, when you do that, it's not going to support. When you just fall back into your original self, it does not support you physically, emotionally, spiritually, or even financially. Because oftentimes when you fall into that, you make wrong decisions. So it's really important to make better decisions, meet those deadlines, have better relationships, not being as concerned, more concerned for others than you are for yourself. And then therefore, you're not taking care of yourself or your core. All right. Many things shake up your core. They used to say 98%, but now they're saying 85% of what you worry about does not happen. And so that means we waste so much time worrying about things that just is not going to turn out that way. It's actually going to be better. But we worry about the what ifs, and that's not going to support your core. So, to restore your core, the first thing you need to do is determine how you want to live your life with greater frequency. And that means not just one and done, not just living your life like that sometimes. Oh, I do all right sometimes. No, to have it with greater frequency when that's who you are, that's how you move, and that's how you do things. You want your core to be strong and support your entire being. Think about your core, your actual stomach, your core area. If that's not strong, if it's weak, you'll walk slouched over. You'll have back pain, lower back pain, hip pain, knee pain, because you're not supported. And that's how your core is. If you don't have it strong, it won't support how you're showing up, how you are posturing yourself throughout your day to day. And you want to posture yourself strong. You want to stand tall and strong. You want to make great decisions that really align with who you are and how you want to be perceived. You really want to be authentic. So we have to strengthen that core. And so we have to do that today, strengthening ourselves. Take off your autopilot and focus on what you can control. Oftentimes, our core gets weak because we are so focused on things we cannot control, which are what other people are saying, doing, or thinking. We can control what's in our circle, what's in us, what we do, and how we show up. So, the first thing you want to do is map out your time. Your whole entire day should be mapped out, and you should honor your schedule. So many people just fly by the seat of their pants on a day to day basis. And I'm always so amazed when they do that because it's so simple to just schedule your day out. Make time blocks. If you want to have some free time in there where you can insert things that may come up, do that. But when those things that come up, make sure you honor what's already on your schedule and only insert them where you have those open spaces. You deserve it. You need to honor your time. The next thing is you want to pay attention to your intuition. And it's that gut feeling that you get when you are in a situation, in a new environment. It's not a negative. Some people always say, oh, I knew it. I knew I couldn't do it, or I told you so, or I don't even know why I tried. That's not your intuition. Your intuition is caution. It may tell you to slow down or change directions, but it will never hold you down. It would never put you down. Your intuition is not your self talk that tells you what you can't do, what you're not able to do, what you're not smart enough to do, what you're not beautiful enough to do or be. That is not your intuition at all. That is not. And so many people get it mixed up and they think that that's what it is. No, your intuition is there to protect you and to support you. So when you try new things, when new things come across your desk, your table, your mind, and you go out to try and do it, your intuition may tell you, you know what? You may want to do some more research. You may want to get a partner. You may want to take more time and learn a new skill so that you can be that much more prepared for this new time in your life. It will never talk negative to you. It will just give you those feelings of maybe this is not for me right now. And that's still not a bad thing. It's no is a complete sentence, but it just means not right now. All right. You also want to be strategic with your goals. You want to write them out. I love goal setting, and you shouldn't do it one and done in January. We are now in February. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. But when you set your goals out, it's more than saying, oh, I want to start my own business. I want to buy rental property. I want to get into a great relationship. It's more than that. When you set your goals, you have to be very strategic and write out what those strategies are. What do you have to do in order to achieve those goals? And you want to take them in baby steps. So you write them down in tasks and you determine, okay, when I finish and acquire this task, when I'm finished with this strategy, then I'll go on to the next strategy. You lay it all out. You have that plan. Create the blueprint for each and every goal and write it down and make it plain. I promise you, just imagine if your relatives, your parents, your grandparents, whomever, were very intentional and wrote down things that they experienced, great things that they've overcome and accomplished, and you found it. You found that document of how they did what they do. If you found how did they start that business and they wrote it down, every bit of it, what type of accountant they needed, how they hired people, how they set up their business structure. Imagine if you found a document from your ancestors that had all of that written down. Well, guess what? You can start that now. Imagine your future finding how you were strategic with your goals. Everything comes around, everything comes full circle. So you may have a loved one in the future that's going to be trying to do things that you're doing right now. Why make it a struggle for them? Have it plain and clear. All right. So the next thing to restore your core is to review your core values. I want you to put in the chat, when was the last time you checked in with your core values? That means, when you took a good look at them and said, yep, that's still me. I'm still aligned with that. That's still important to me. When was the last time? I hope it was today. It should be every day. Your core values are the reminders of who you are and how you are perceived and how you are received, and as well as how you're treated. And they are your principles, what you stand for, what you won't stand for. And when you don't review them often, you'll forget them. And then you'll start slipping and wonder, I can't believe I put up with that. Why did that just happen? Wow, I can't even believe that I stood for that and I should have said something. When you are in tune with your core values, those types of things will not come up anymore because you will you will be received and perceived in a way that is reflective of your core values, and people will start treating you differently. People will start appreciating you more. You'll find that you're attracting some of the best things into your life, into your personal and professional life. If you don't write them down and clearly define the significance each of your values have, then it's not going to stick. All right. You don't want to, flit around and just try here and there daily picking new values. Oh, I value that today. Or, oh, yeah, that's my value. No, have your standard values, write them down. Why are they important to you? How is that significant in your life? Why do you need to be treated that way? Why do you need to be perceived that way? Why do you carry yourself that way? Why do you conduct yourself? So you don't want to compromise. If you don't write it down, make it plain, you will find yourself compromising in many situations. All right. So, and your core will be weak when you compromise. You may find that you're tired, you're stressed out, you don't have energy. And that's because if you really look at it, it's because you compromised your core values. And that will impact you emotionally, spiritually, physically, and ultimately financially. It's important to select the values that represent you, but overall, these are the top 5 values that you can consider. These aren't the one and dones. I'm just going to give these as suggestions. Integrity. Whenever anyone asks me about my value, integrity is always the number one. It's the number one for me personally and professionally. If a person doesn't have integrity, if a situation doesn't have integrity, I can't. I just can't. I refuse to put my brand on that. Another is accountability. We can point the fingers at other people all day long, but what about who we are? When they say when you point, that thumb is pointing right back at you. So, what is your role in it? So, accountability. Diligence is another one. Really being able to receive all the information, do your research, understand what's really going on, be diligent in how you show up, be diligent in starting new projects and in dealing with other people. Perseverance. Oh my goodness. I call it stick to itness. And I am so impressed when people have perseverance. I know I have perseverance. Now, what happens if you compromise your value? When you're doing something that you absolutely know is your passion, your purpose, and you may be doing it on 110, and people are looking at you like, why are you going at this so hard? You need to just chill, relax. Listen, if I was you, I wouldn't do it like that. And guess what? You're not me. It's not for you. This is for me. That's why I'm doing it like I am, because it's for me. And you have perseverance. You can fight through that. You don't let other people and what they say compromise your value of doing what you know needs to be done, doing what you love, doing what's not bothering you, but for some reason, and it is none of your business, it bothers them. That's none of your business. Perseverance. And the next is discipline. Having discipline is so important, and that goes with scheduling and mapping out your day. If you are truly disciplined, and if that's one of your core values, then you will always have your days mapped out. So, if that is one of the core values that you always, really focused on and felt was really important, then maybe you haven't reviewed your core values if you're finding that you're running out of time to do things, and things are just going haywire, because you need to get back to that core value and map things out. Some other words or core values that you can use as well could be kindness, respect, grace. Grace was my word last year. Oh my goodness. I hope that you've also, put together a word or a phrase for 2024. But I remember my word last year was grace. I gave others grace, but most importantly, I gave myself grace. And that felt so good. Oh my goodness. I even have grace on the back of my cell phone. I was able to find one of those widget kind of things. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. It says grace. So that was a reminder for me daily. You know how often you use your phone. So it was a reminder for me daily. Whenever you have or select your word or your phrase for the year, make sure you put it up someplace where you can see it every day, all day. Dependability, compassion, and innovation are just some other examples of core values. So, you want to review your core values often and make sure your life, personally and professionally, are being supported by those values so you can restore your core for 2024. And the next is to restore your core is claim your authentic self. Claim it. It's yours. It doesn't belong to anyone but you. Let go of the imposter syndrome and tap into what's true for you and own it. Own it. This is the year of transparency. I'm hearing that all over the place. But it's not about exposure. Mm-mm. No, it's about accountability. Don't try to be someone else because they are already taken. Someone else is already taken. And if you're thinking you haven't done anything great, you need to straighten your posture and write down all the great things you've accomplished. When I do career coaching, I always provide my clients with transferable skills worksheets because they'll say, I haven't done anything. I feel like I've worked all my life, but I don't have anything to show for it. Have a transferable skills worksheet. But for you, write down all the things that you've accomplished, large and small, things that you've led, new projects or processes that you've changed, things that people come to you because you're so great at. Write all the things that you've accomplished, things that make you feel good when you do it. Even if it's to take a walk in the park, if that makes you feel good and you are able to clear your mind, write that down. And just understand what your role is in each and everything that you've done great in. Add to this on a daily basis if you need to, but read it often. Read it so you know it like the back of your hand, so that you will never say, I don't know what I've done. I'm okay at that. No, be authentic yourself and know that you are bringing a lot to the table just as you are. And it's going to remind yourself that if I've done it before, I can do it again. And that takes a lot of the fear away from trying new things, or even from being in arenas that you feel like, I shouldn't be on this stage. Absolutely, you should. We all deserve it. There's no need to pretend. When you are in that imposter syndrome, you're pretending because you really don't know who you are. That's why you have to write it out. And if it's something major like a skill or a credential that you're missing, because maybe you're saying that you could do something greater than you actually can because you don't have the skill, well, then work towards getting that skill. That will be part of your goal, is to enroll in a situation where you can learn how to do what you're saying you can do. But be your authentic self in all areas of your life. Now, by implementing all of these things, you will restore your core in 2024. So let's reset. Continue to enjoy this empowerment conference. And up next at 5:30 p.m. is Pandi's Hair, Candy, and More. And I have her live, her workshop, her time to present. I have it pinned at the top of this chat. And if I don't, if one of the mods could please put the link to Pandi's Hair Candies section, because she is definitely up next. And her topic is reset, rejuvenate, and rise. I'm excited for it, and I hope you are too. Thank you so much. Thank you, Marlene Motivates, for thinking enough of me to include me with these dynamic women. Because after Pandi comes Coach Mary Mah, then Boss Life Online, then Be Amazing Sylvia, and wrapping it up is Marlene Motivates. Y'all don't want to miss not one of them, because they are going to drop nuggets that's going to change your life and help you reset for 2024. It's been my pleasure sharing this information with you. I am going to check out the chat. I have a few more minutes. And I appreciate y'all for communicating with each other. I did get a glance and noticed that y'all were putting some of my topics or key points into the chat. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see. I know that Coach Mary Mah is in the building, and Coach Mary Mah is dynamic. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to her presentation. We have Marlene Motivates is saying hello to everyone. And I always consider Marlene the general manager of all of this, because a general manager brings the right players to the team, brings the right people to the table, and she has done a phenomenal job coming up with these topics and selecting, women that are, and maybe in the future it'll be men too, but selecting people that say YouTube content creators that she thinks will be able to align with the subject at hand and really produce and present information that's going to be of value. So I really appreciate that. Let's see, we have, and thank you for being here. We have Boss Life Online. Listen, if you are looking to work remotely, virtually, have your own business, that's where you want to go. You want to go and check her out and hear what her experiences have been, because they are great for sure. We have, oh, Eastat is in the building. Good to see you. Thanks for being here and tuning in. Thank you. Pandy's here, Candi. Girl, I can't wait. You know what, Pandy? Listen. I can't wait to meet you in person. I think we look so much alike. And it's strange to see someone that you're like, they look like me. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I do for sure. Let's see. I saw Be Amazing Sylvia in here and Jaden. Um, let's see. Yep, Be Amazing Sylvia's in the building. I appreciate you all for tuning in. And for those of you that did not drop down in the chat, thank you for listening. This channel is about workforce development, career readiness. It's about being an entrepreneur and his lifestyle. I love sharing my experiences in places that I go. I am in the North Carolina area, and there's a lot to see. You know, this area is booming, and so I just like to share what's going on, what's new. But there's so much to glean from these women that are going to be presenting, and I'm excited to hear about their experiences too. You really need to just get a notebook that and call it Empowerment Conference, because and so that you can refer back to it as Marlene continues to put these events on every quarter. This is the first one for 2024. Again, it's all about let's reset. So I hope I was able to share with you things that you can restore your core for 2024. And you know what? If you can put a nugget in the chat, one thing that you are taking away from this session, I would really, really appreciate that. Thank you. I see Elisa Saunders is in the building. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you for coming in. Let's see. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for putting the link, and the link should be pinned at the top as well. So if you could just put one or two words of something that you're going to take away. It could be empower, it can be core values, it could be being your authentic self. Whatever it is, please put it in the chat. I would love to see what everyone is um, taking away from this. That's always really important. Whenever I do any training, I never let people just sit there and listen to me talk. I always make them very interactive, but for sure at the end, I always want that feedback of what is your takeaway, because I don't believe you should sit and listen and not take something of value back. I want you to, really glean from the information that is shared. So I see Alicia, her nugget is your accountability. Absolutely. Be Amazing Sylvia is saying, write down your motivation word. Yes, write it down. And Marlene is agreeing with accountability. Accountability, yes. Because you listen, that's a whole nother topic. But be accountable. Don't be so quick to point that finger and complain. Know what your part is or was and how you can make changes to do things better. Yes. Coach Mary Mah, oh, she's an amazing coach, y'all. She said, paste my daily reminders on my phone. That is your most looked gadget. Yes, at every day. Yes, wherever you need to put your planner, your schedule, make sure you put it where you're going to see it. Some people put their calendar and they never pick it up. I have my paper calendar, my Outlook calendar. I'm able to look at it on my phone. I have, people that are on my team. They have access to my calendar so they can remind me of things. So it's really important to do that. Boss Life is saying self-discipline is another one of her nuggets. Yes. Marlene, I am a leader of great people. Thank you, Coach. You are. You are. We all are. We all have the capabilities of leading. We all lead something, and we have to own that. Being our authentic self and not being an imposter will show us that we truly are a leader. We do great things. Yes. All right, it's just about 5:30. I'm gonna let you take a little break. You have a couple of minutes before you head on over to Pandy's hair candy and more. Please be sure. I look forward to seeing you all in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, it's been my pleasure. I am truly grateful for this opportunity and for my channel and all of you that support. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, Pandi, I'll be right there. Keep moving. Love you too, Boss Life. Thank you. Absolutely, Coach Mary Mah. All right, everyone. Stay safe.